Bannerlord Trials of V7 have just gone into their first testing phase on the brand new update that looks to completely revamp the map, making it over 20 times larger than Calradia, adding in tons of brand new armors that will divert itself away from the TV show and more into the books, as well as adding in tons of new coding mechanics and other lovely stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into it and take a little look-see about what this update does have. I am in one of the beautiful new Blackfire armors that you guys can see right here. You can really tell that the actual kind of 3D modeling has improved greatly since back when this mod first released. So it's really impressive to see them come a long way. We also have scenes like this. This is going to be the throne room of King's Landing. That is just looking absolutely beautiful. And there's a few of these in the mod itself. I believe Dragonstone has its own scene, Winterfell has its own scene, and a few other of the settlements. We also actually get quite a quick glimpse at the new Kingsguard armor as well. There's been some new armor added in right here. You can see making itself a little bit more diverse from the show armor, which is kind of cool. I like that they're taking their own little spin on things. But let's go ahead and take a look at what you guys have all come to see, the brand new campaign map. So obviously keep in mind that this map is very much still a work in progress. You'll see stuff like KL Village, for example. These names haven't been added in yet. The main focus of the current build is just to find a lot of the problems with bugs and crashes so the game is a bit more stable. But if we zoom out, you guys can take a little look at the sheer scale of the map itself. I believe it's something along the lines of 23 times larger than the vanilla Calradia map. So it's pretty goddamn big. They've added in tons of new clans, castles, and factions. You can also notice that this does look a bit clustered here. I believe they have recently gotten Block, who has made stuff like the very sexy hot butter mod. He's currently working on dragons and doing a bunch of other really exciting coding stuff, and he does have a better icon mod that hopefully he'll integrate over, which will give us a better kind of more clearer picture of the map itself, and also make it a bit more obvious, because again, I don't know who's part of the Westerlands, who's part of the if I'm at war with everybody's red and it's impossible to see. So hopefully he'll be able to find a way to make it a little bit more obvious, like what house is part of what faction. As well as that, I also feel like playing at this angle is probably your best bet. You're going to be able to see a lot more about the map, and yeah, actually kind of make your way wherever you want to go and actually be able to see stuff much better. Hopefully they can kind of find a way to allow you to like tilt the camera a bit, so you're not just so face down when you're maybe a little bit closer. I feel like this is kind of a bit more of how you are in vanilla, where you'll be able to tilt the camera a little bit to see what's in front of you. So yeah, obviously the map is absolutely massive, and you can even see the Colossus of Bravos in the distance, the bloody gate right there. But you'll be able to notice quite quickly off the bat that tons of more detail has been added. I believe a lot of this stuff, you know, the map is so large, so this is going to take a while to fill out the map like this, but we do now have the King's Road that does go through exactly where it is supposed to, so you'll be able to see much more roads, and you'll be able to see also more stuff kind of spiraling off as well as you get further and further on in the map. Like you'll be able to see more castles and more farmland scattered around, and I really like seeing this detail. I think it does add a lot to the campaign map itself. There's even a nice little stick right here pouring out the ground. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I love seeing more detail like that. I think it adds so much. You can even see Harrenhal off in the distance, and I imagine that this stuff will continue to get added and added. The map being as big as it is, it's gonna take them a long while to actually go ahead and implement this for everything. I think it would be really cool to see them actually adding in like parts of a map. So they do the northern update and it adds in all this detail to the north. They just really focus on enhancing that, and then they just make their way down south, or kind of really focus in on an area and make it really developed on the actual map itself. But I mean, overall, like the actual scenery scattered around, the trees, the way that they've kind of designed these settlements looks really good. I mean, if we just take a little look-see at the actual the Vale, you can see as you approach the bloody gate, I mean, that looks pretty imposing, right? As you're making your way through the forest going up. Again, I am actually over encumbered, which is why I'm so slow. So please don't think that this is how long it does take to move around the campaign map. People are moving way faster, but yeah, I'm just over encumbered because I was looking at all the awesome armors. But yeah, you know, this is really nice Cena have done a great job with it. When you make your way into the Vale, you of course have the Eyrie as well as you scatter more up there, the actual settlement itself, which you're going to have to, you know, kind of trek your way through forests and everything else along the lines. You can actually see how fast the caravan does move, which looks really, really cool. As we go further north, of course, the north is huge. It does have the main King's Road going up to the wall itself. It also has some cool details like this as well. So there's a bridge on this far side at the wall, which you can of course traverse. And I mean, just look at that. It feels like I'm playing like an RP, like a single player game right there. It looks incredible. Really, really nice detail out here. And so many more clans have been added. So obviously the map itself is so much bigger, as you guys can see. Especially the Iron Islands have really been fleshed out as well. Looking just, yeah, super, super nice. And a great job here fleshing out the Iron Islands, adding in all the different clans and stuff. And as I say that, because there is so many more factions, so many more castles in the map, they've added in so many different extra clans. So like factions like the Iron Rafts have now been added in. The Foresters at Iron Wrath have now been added in, and you can really start to see all the extra clans that have been added. Again, each of these clans have their own you know, kind of family tree, lore-friendly flags, and other stuff along that. You know, the Riverlands right here, you can see is much better. Goddamn House Piper, hell yeah, laying that pipe. And that's the same for every single faction. Every single faction has had, you know, all the extra stuff added in, which is really cool. And you can even see as well that House Tyrell are actually under the under Renly Baratheon, who, you know, of course will be extremely strong. Renly having all this land in the south, having access to Randall Tarley and the rest of the boys. You know, this is going to be a potent faction to mess around with, and I'm excited to see when they do go in and really try and you know, I guess edit a lot of the diplomacy and go in and really, you know, kind of change stuff, especially now that they've got Block working on the team as well, who's a very talented coder. It's going to be exciting to see. And again, you can see, you know, again, Joffrey's kind of leading the Westerlands right now, and all the other factions under his control as well. You even have some like outposts as well with like hill tribes that they're scattered around, so it's kind of a bit of a minor faction up here, which I think is a nice little addition to the map. We have the space, why not? Yeah, it's kind of a cool little setup for sure. And Castle Rock here as well, looking very, very nice indeed. I believe the south of the map currently is still a little bit underdeveloped. Like in Dawn, they haven't really gone about adding in too much detail. You can see it's a lot of open desert, and I think there's lots of castles that still need to be added here. And like more roads and villages and stuff like that, which is absolutely fine. They have also added in as well the Stepstones, so there is now a big set of factions here on the Stepstones, which are going to be exciting to go ahead and mess around with and kind of take on and deal with. So again, I like the idea that there is you know, factions that you can kind of fight and try and conquer. Essos again is still a little bit empty. They have added in the Colossus of Bravos. That looks really good. I can't get a good angle. That's why I'm saying I wish I could like tilt the camera now because of the scale of the map. But yeah, you obviously have Bravos right there. I guess if we could look at it from over here, we could probably see it at a distance. Yeah, you can see right there, looking really, really nice. So obviously there's been tons of map improvements, but there's also been tons of extra assets added to the game as well. Loads of new unit reworks have all been added. So if we go into Winterfell really quickly, you can get a nice little glimpse at the Stark roster right here. Again, it's very expansive. And one of the nice things about the Northern rosters is, or pretty much every faction is, there's a lot of different soldiers you can mess around with. So for example, there's an entire Manderley troop tree, there's a Bolton troop tree, there's a Karstark troop tree. So you can really go ahead and specify or just kind of make your units very kind of vast and interesting. And again, as I said, they've gone ahead and really gone in and like edited a lot of what these units do look like to improve them, make them a little bit different from the TV show, more kind of just more medieval based, which is cool, and it makes it quite unique when you're fighting in the in battles. Again, if you want to see some more of the Lannister soldiers, again, you can see them right here. Still some remnants of the TV show, but again, a lot of the heavier knights looking much more like kind of just medieval based. Very, very cool indeed. You have some more like Lannister House Guard. I really like what they've done with these units, looking very, very nice. The 3D modelers have improved greatly, which is very, very cool indeed. Even some Westerland elite bowmen looking nice. And again, they have their very own set as well. There'll be different bannermen scattered around, and that's the same for every single faction. the Reach will have their own kind of custom units that you'll be able to mess around with, noble troop trees, and all that lovely stuff. And again, here you go, some of the Reach men looking really nice indeed. And again, I feel like the armor looks way better when they're actually like kind of fighting rather than in this screen. You got the Baratheon men at arms as well, the elite Baratheon men, some of the Reach footmen. I mean, look at that, Knights of the Flowers. Oh, so goddamn good. I love the armor fits, which is really good. Got some Dragonstone men. Obviously, this isn't in this roster. It's just showing it up right now, which I guess is how they've done it. Some of the Dragonstone men at arms looking really nice. Aaron elite kind of men of the Vale again, and even having some of the Tyrell Knights as well in that very kind of high medieval armor. I also believe, as we make our way over to the wonderful city of Bravos, I also believe that they have actually got their new roster update as well. So again, even the forces in Essos have also received a bit of an up. Do ignore the actual kind of clipping. This stuff again, it is still being worked on and adjusted, and there's even some like Lannister like little details over. That's kind of a nice little thing. But yeah, if we do take a look at their roster again, they have kind of the Khazite roster, and then it kind of breaks out. You have some more of the Blackfire Targaryen armor. Incredible, really. Like, look at that detail on their helmets with the dragon. God damn, that is good. Some blood of the dragon. Oh yeah, very nice indeed. Some Blackfire cavalry. Insane stuff. And yeah, and there's just a bunch of other stuff, the Unsullied as well. So the Targaryens have a very nice roster to mess around with. And there you go, just the nice Unsullied armor we are known and loving for sure. And you know, again, that's not everything. There is tons of different armors. You can see Robert Baratheon's armor here. You got different armors right here. I've got some of the Blackfire forces on. A lot of the horses as well have their own gambesons as well. As gambesons, is that what that's called? I'm not even sure. There's tons of weapons added in on this. It's a really big update, and of course it's being updated for 1.0.2 or whatever the latest patch of Bannerlord is as well. And you can really start to see, you know, sieges are popping off as well, trying to conquer lands. I don't really know why these 28 soldiers are raiding Stormsong, but I guess good luck to them. Yeah, and honestly, I think the most interesting thing is going to be, how does the AI handle this? Does the AI understand what to do? I think if they can get their own custom diplomacy in the mod, that'll be really big, so the wars are kind of set out as you begin the game, and then maybe they adjust when you hit a certain date or something. I think that'd be really good, but I definitely suspect that they will be able to do something like that now that they've got, you know, a bunch of good coders really kind of working on the mod as well. Hopefully we'll see a lot of stuff like that. I imagine naval travel will be coming to the mod as well, which will be really exciting. But yeah, I guess we can also go ahead and take a look at Dragonstone as well. That is one of the custom keeps they also have in the game as well. Yeah, I guess we can also go ahead and see Dragonstone right here, looking very nice, obviously with its own custom settlement. And I love the detail added to these rocks. It is really good. So yeah, that's basically, I just wanted to go ahead and show off the brand new map again, looking very nice indeed. They've done a great job with it, and it'll be very interesting to see exactly how it plays when there's a bit more stability in the mod and there's not as many crashes, because yeah, I mean, it runs really good. Again, I'm getting decent FPS as I'm progressing around, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the game runs with all the extra lords and everything like that. It's going to be obviously a main thing to see, yeah, see exactly how that does work out. But yeah, really nice stuff. The map's looking great, and hopefully they continue to improve it, add stuff, and I'm very excited to see the future of this mod for sure. So if you guys want to go ahead and find out more about this mod, keep up to date with it, I'll leave a link to their Discord down below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.